The receipt of property from a conservator. Hi, I'm Darren Findling of the Probate Pro, and we're going to cover State Court Administrative Order PC 621. SCAO, State Court Administrative Order, PC for Probate Court, Form 621. This form is readily obtainable through the website, through Google, and of course you can contact my office. We'd be happy to give you one free of charge. Let's understand when you use this form, why you use it, and in what particular context you'd actually complete this form and then file it. So with all of these state court administrative order forms, they are created by various statutes and or court rules. As you can see from the arrow floating at the bottom right corner, there are two statutes that make up this form. MCL, Michigan Compiled Laws, 700.3715B and MCL 700.5426-4, subsection 4. Now, again, I urge you to read these statutes to understand how to use this form. But let's go through the basics, the understanding of what this form is. As you can see just from the title in the red rectangle, it is a receipt of property from a conservator. So, of course, this form would only be used if there had been a conservatorship in place. And it's a receipt, meaning it's going from a conservator to somewhere else. And let's understand how you use this form. Top left corner is the county. Top right corner is the case number. And as you can see from the red rectangle, it's the receipt form. At the top, you identify the estate name. Now, this would be the estate upon which is receiving the asset from the conservator. You'd identify that estate name, not the conservator estate, but the estate upon which the conservator is turning over the asset to. So the first section is that identify that you were the conservator at the time the decedent died. And that's the key here. So the conservator has assets under their control, and then the person under conservatorship dies. So this form is limited to that particular use. Person serving as conservator of another individual, that individual dies. And the conservator has to do something with the assets when they proceed to close out the conservatorship. And under 2, you identify the basis for the turning over of those assets. So for example, the first section says that I am, meaning the person that is receiving it, the duly appointed personal representative of the decedent. So that would mean that you've obtained letters of authority. You are now the personal representative of that individual. So the conservator is turning over the asset from the conservatorship now to the new estate, which we would call a deceased estate. The second basis is that a person entitled to delivery under MCL 700.3983, and this is the affidavit of decedent successor delivery of certain assets process, which I've explained in another video. This is what we would call an affidavit probate process. It doesn't actually require the probate estate being open with a letter of authority or a petition or application. It is a much more expedient way to get assets from a person that died to their family without the necessity of going through a full probate administration. That would be the second box. And the third box is that you're a person entitled to the assignment of the property under MCL 700.3982. That form is an order of assignment form. Petition and order of assignment. That's what we call short form probate, and that is used with a court order from the probate court that indicates that the total assets are not over the threshold after liens and the exempt property and allowances are utilized. It again is a short form type of probate, but in this particular case, rather than the affidavit, it is done by petition and order through the probate court. So again, 3 different options here. Personal representative is being turned over the asset from the conservator. The conservator is turning over the asset under the second one to the person entitled to it under an affidavit of decedent's delivery of certain assets. And then the third one is that the conservator is turning over assets to the person entitled to receive under an order of assignment. In each one of those examples, I've explained the process in other videos. So if you look to those videos, it explains how to use that process. Now, the next section just simply identifies what it is that the conservator had that's being turned over to one of those three roles. And you'd identify it. Maybe it's a dollar amount, maybe it's a watch, maybe it's land, whatever it may be. You'd identify it in this particular area. And then the information is signed and dated. If there's an attorney, the attorney information is provided there. And then this form, of course, can be filed with the probate court to show proof of the receipt. It's essentially the baton being handed from the conservator to the next person after the person that was under protection has passed away. At the Probate Pro, we are passionate about everything probate. If you have questions about the receipt or any probate or trust related issue, visit us at theprobatepro.com or call us at 1-833-PROBATE.